guys, Animation Nation here, and welcome to this Adobe Flash animation on the history of animation. Animation dates back over 5,000 years ago, when ancient Egyptians used to draw images on pots, with the next image slightly moved to depict movement. Fast forwarding up to the 17th and 19th century, there were many inventions that were merely illusions, which tricked our brains into thinking that movement was being created. Some of these are the magic lantern, the thaumatrope, the phenakistoscope, the zoetrope, the flipbook, and the praxinoscope. The praxinoscope was nothing new, but was merely a combination of the zoetrope and the phenakistoscope, which made the image clearer, was viewed any time, and by multiple people, and now into what was called the Golden Age of animation. It starts off in 1923, when Walt Disney's company Laugh-O-Grams went bankrupt, so he was forced to move to Los Angeles, where he started a new life. Over the next 7 years, Disney was able to create many animated shorts, but his most famous was Steamboat Willie, which was when Mickey Mouse first got famous. 2 years after that, Warner Brothers Studio was founded by the four Warner Brothers. Today, they are hugely successful. In 1932, Disney won its first Academy Award for Flowers and Trees, the first animation which used 3-color Technicolor. In 1937, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was created, which was the first feature-length movie that was successful and also the first to use Technicolor cell animation. The first color television set was made in 1951, and Huckleberry Hound was the first animated series to be aired in 1958. The Flintstones made their first TV appearance in 1960, and that was during prime time. Warner Brothers said that they didn't like to air their shows on TV, but during the mid-70s they changed their mind and started airing their own shorts they made. Now, moving on to the techniques. There are a vast range of different animating techniques, but the most well-known and used are traditional, stop-motion, and 2D and 3D computer animation. Traditional is a pretty common with animated movies today. It started off being like a flipbook animation, except that the drawings were photocopied onto acetate papers, which are more commonly known as cells, spelled with one L, which were then painted with the assigned colours. Today, the papers are scanned onto the computer and the colours are automatically added, saving a lot of time. The term rotoscoping is when animators trace characters or any other items onto footage, which is then used in live action and animated movies. The movie Lord of the Rings and Space Jam is an example of rotoscoping and live action animation. Stop motion animation is where still objects are placed in a certain position or way. A photo is then taken of it and then it is moved again. This is repeated until the photographer is done. The photos are then joined together, and when played back it looks like it is animated and actually moving. There is a similar program like this called Pivot, where the characters are moved slowly in each frame to make it look like it is moving. Another example is clay animation or claymation. Figures are made out of wire, and then clay is sculpted around them. It works the same way as Pivot. Wallace and Gromit is an example of claymation. Model animation is a mixture of stop motion and real life footage, and that is how King Kong was filmed. And last but certainly not least, computer animation, which is my favourite. Computer animation is now the most common form of animating in the 21st century. 2D animation isn't a very widely used technique. It's mainly used by beginners, like myself, to make the animations a lot easier to get their point across. The 3D animation is what's really popular and is in right now. And what with all the new technology that's available in this day and age, companies like Disney and Warner Brothers are able to make much more realistic and high quality animations. When making 3D animation, a mesh is created, giving the appearance of three-dimensional drawings. It's all made using geometry and an internal digital skeletal structure, which is called an armature. So there you have it. That is the basic outline of the history of animation and some techniques. Of course, I did save some time by cutting out some other points. If you'd like to learn more about that, I have plenty of links in the description box below, so you can learn more about all that stuff. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.